The Santa Claus. My 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 fifth Christmas movie I'm reviewing. Hey guys, Marshall here, and yep, we've got National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation out of the way, we got The Grinch out of the way, we got Elf out of the way, we got Home Alone out of the way. Now let's head to The Santa Claus, released by Disney back in 1994, starring Tim Allen. Now, The Santa Claus was actually one I've actually been interested in seeing for this year's reviews. And since it's already the Christmas, since Christmas is around the corner, I figure, why not? Let's watch it. And last Friday I saw the film on Freeform during Freeform's 25 Days of Christmas. And okay, let's talk about it. So, The Santa Claus is a nice film for families and kids during the Christmas holidays. However, there are some duds. But of course, let's unwrap the plot before we get to the pros and cons of the movie. The movie involves Charlie's dad named Scott. And when Santa ends up falling off the roof of his house, Scott must be the new Santa. So he and Charlie end up having to deliver the presents to the North Pole, and then they get sucked to the North Pole, where of course, Scott becomes new. Starts gaining weight and starting to grow the beard, meaning that he is the new Santa Claus. And he tries to prove, and Charlie tries his best to prove that they did went to the North Pole. However, everyone keeps ignoring. Don't believe him. Everyone just doesn't believe him. Okay, let's just get one out of the way. Tim Allen's performance here is really good. Really good. As his reactions are just hilarious, are just funny and the fact that, and I like how his reactions to his body changes. Yes. Well, I will complain that Scott started off as trying to be a good father, but becomes a bit jerky, has that jerky side. However, at the end, he gets some character development and improves at the end, and he tries not to upset However, the main goal is try not to upset Charlie that Santa Claus isn't real, even though he was legit there. When they were delivering the presents. Also, his relationship with Charlie is also pretty cute, and it's well presented here. Yes, the two may have started off roughly, but they do get better. And like I said, Scott tries his best just not to admit to Charlie that Santa isn't real. Also, I feel like where this film is praiseworthy is mostly how it portrays most of the relationships. And like I said, Scott and Charlie's relationship is well presented here, especially at the end. And also, Scott also has a nice relationship with one of the elves. And that the elf tells Scott that he doesn't believe this is because he doesn't see him believe in it. And I honestly feel like that, and I feel like that relationship between the elf and Scott was really enjoyable. Yes, it may not last for the entire movie, but for the split second we see them, it's well done. It's well portrayed here. Also, I want to praise Disney for actually having a great set in. How they actually managed to make make Christmas actually manage to make Santa's workshop this beautiful and beautiful and and mouth how they made Santa's workshop so beautiful is just beyond me. You gotta give a prop. You gotta give a props. You gotta give props and applause to Disney for pulling this off. Now let's get to the film's biggest issue. That's the plot itself. Now let's get one thing out of the way. The whole running gag of Charlie says that his dad was Santa Claus, but others don't believe him, and Charlie's mother and Neil thinks that there's something wrong with him, even though Charlie's telling the truth. Joke is mostly throughout the rest of the movie. Well, it's intentional for it to be here, and while isn't this isn't much of a problem since it's important to the story. Gets pretty annoying as it goes on. Gets pretty annoying to the point that it just becomes a bit agitating. And of course, and then of course, it gets so bad that they actually had to send Charlie to I don't know to the judge, and that he's unable to see his father. It feels like the second half was mostly feel like Scott being mistreated. Treated it's because how he look. It's because the mother and Neil think that he had something to do with whole Charlie believing in Santa going way too far. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like how the mother and Neil are concerned about Charlie, but it's just one of the times where they're concerning attitude to go a bit too far, and it sours the film a bit. Also, aside from that main issue, the CGI here looks kind of uncanny cheap, especially when Scott goes down the well, and looks pretty off. Also, and especially where they were riding the sleigh, it just looks pretty off. However, then there's the ending, which is definitely the best part of the movie. How it wraps up Charlie and Scott's relationship beautifully, and that Charlie still gets to see his dad. And I like that. Like that. Also, also his mother finally believing, and Neil finally believing that Santa Claus is real. Real when he sees Scott as when she sees Scott as Santa Claus. Also, there was a part I did laugh. It's probably one of the reindeer growl at Scott. That was kind of funny. And of course, and like I said, the ending was just beautiful, and probably one of the best endings of any Christmas movie I've seen. So overall, the Santa Claus, I really don't have much to say about the Santa Claus. It's a good movie. However, it does have its faults, like the second half with that running joke. However, the characters are well portrayed, and again that beautifully nice ending, and the relationships here are well portrayed here. So I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. It's only 7 because again the issues are kind of there and kind of sour the film down a little bit, but it's still a good movie. Nah, man, you won't expect now if you want to watch a Christmas movie during the holidays with your children, the Santa Claus is probably one of your picks. However, don't expect it to be a masterpiece like Home Alone or Elf. But it's still a nice Christmas movie to sit and watch during the holidays. Well, guys, that's it for my review on the Santa Claus. I'm sorry for the stuttering I'm sorry for the constant stuttering. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.